Hello, my name is Zachariah from Old Man Gaming, and I'm doing another batch of five things. What's five things? Well, five things is a show where we take a game that is out, or a game that's coming out, or a DLC that's out or coming out, and we just ask the community, ask ourselves, what's five things we want to see out of that, and then we break it down for you here in this video. So. Excuse me. What's today's? Well, just announced for March 17th, WWE 2K23. Now, this is a very important game for me. I play these games because I'm a huge wrestling fan, and I play these games very strangely. So I was kind of trying to figure out how to do this video, especially since WWE 2K23 is a tricky one because it has so many modes, and those modes themselves are actually really games onto themselves. Universe mode, GM mode, My Rise, all of these types of modes are kind of entirely different games onto themselves. So it's a tricky title to create. That being said, what's most important to me? Well, obviously Universe Mode and GM mode, but we have a show on GM mode, so I decided we're going to look directly at GM mode and try and get into it. So here we go, guys. This is five things we want to see in WWE 2K23 GM mode. All right. So let's get into this. A couple of disclaimers right off the bat. First, these five things are not in any sort of specific order. They are, in fact, just put here in the order that I wrote them down. So it's not a countdown. It's just five things. Number two, this one, most of the contributors here, honestly, the only contributor right now is my buddy Jeremy. Grandpa Gamer, who you can see on OMGM, our show every Thursday, stealth plug. And basically, we just kind of came up with five things that we'd like to see here. A lot of it was actually done on the air on that show. So let's get into this. Let's go ahead and get into this. So number one, what's the first thing we want to see in GM mode? It's got to be more match types. Right now, if you play GM mode in 2K22, you can only have a one-on-one match or a two-on-two match, and then those match types are as follows: singles, tables, extreme rules, TLC, Hell in the Cell. That's it. That's it, guys. That's all the match types you can have. There's nothing else to this whatsoever. And please give me triple threats. Please give me triple threats. It is so hard to book the show and have everybody in the show and make everybody happy without triple threats. It's just a nightmare. So I'd like to see triple threats. I'd like to see fatal four ways. I'd like to see some other match types, maybe first blood in there, stuff like that. I really enjoy that sort of thing. And yeah, I want to see more match types in this game, and I think everybody does. I think I echo everybody on that one, so we don't have to spend a lot of time on it. But we need GM mode was I'm on record as saying it's a great foundation, but it's just not enough stuff, basically. So let's go. Let's head into number two. Number two is one of my favorites because a lot of people have been doing videos like this. How do you fix GM mode? Assemble, which is a channel we follow, did a great video on how to fix GM mode, though I disagreed with some of his things. One of the things that a lot of people have complained about is the class-based system in GM mode in 2K22. Basically, how it works is when you match up two characters, how well the match kind of comes off to the fans is based on a couple of qualifiers. It's based on their popularity, what the match type is, whether the title is on the line, and then their alignment, which is face and heel, which we'll get to in a little bit, and then their class. So there's 5 classes in the game. There's Cruiser, Giant, Fighter, Brawler, Specialist. Specialist is a wild card. They have good matches with everybody. Cruiser goes with Giants. Brawlers go with Fighters. a lot of people are upset by this because it hamstrings what you can do with your characters. And even though you think this would be a cool banger match in your head, you end up with characters that can't match up against each other, even though you want to see them that way. So what I want to do, I want to go in depth on this one specifically because I think I've come up with a good solution for it that most likely this is just a pipe dream and will never be in the game because, hey, they don't talk to me. But I'd like to see a dynamic classing system. What I mean by that is every character has 3 different classes they can be. When they spawn in the draft, they spawn as one, and then we get an extra promo. Much like in 2K22, you had a promo that could switch somebody's role from heel to face. You can then switch their class to one of the 3 classes. I think that would be amazing. You still get the uniqueness of, hey, this character can only be one of these 3 things because that's what this wrestler is. But at the same time, you give them more versatility to be able to fight more people. You just make people work for it a little bit harder, which I think is really cool. I think it ends up giving you the freedom while still giving that qualifier. I mean, one thing I've said to Jerome on the show when he points all this stuff out is, unfortunately, the problem with a GM mode, at the end of the day, is that you have to put in numbers for it to give you numbers. You have to put in facts and quantifiers. You have to put in things that allow you to become a better booker. If you book anybody together and just think, oh, this could be a good match, but there's no actual qualifiers, there's nothing to discern whether you're an actual good booker or not. There's nothing to make you get better. It's just random at that point. And you don't want random. Random's not cool. Random's not fun. You want to be able to see what you're doing and see how you're improving and how you can make stuff better. With this, it still gives you that quantifier, but it also gives you some more versatility in the actual offing. So that's dynamic classing. I think it's an interesting idea. I doubt they'll do something like this. I don't know what their solution to the class-based system is, but that's what I would do. All right, so let's move on. Next, number 3. This one, they kind of announced. And that is 4-player co-op. Now, by kind of announced, I'm not 100% sure this is possible. Because in their little blurb, they had 2 trailers. One was a trailer just for John Cena's showcase, which I never play because I don't play these games. I only book stuff. And then they had another kind of teaser that just gave a quick blurb on everything that was kind of going to be offered in the games. You can actually check out these blurbs on the Steam page if you want to read them because they're in the description. The GM mode specifically says kind of some weird stuff. I'm going to go ahead and read it to you before I get into this. All right, so it specifically says, your show, your choices. With my GM, take the reins of a weekly show and compete against rival general managers for brand supremacy. Now featuring more GMs to choose from, additional show options, multiple seasons, expanded match cards, and more match types for up to 4 players. So honestly, we're probably getting the match types from choice 1. The 4-player co-op. So I've spoken about this. I want 4 GMs that can play against each other. I think that'd be amazing. Each with their own shows, each booking. I'm not even quite sure why 2K22 can't do that since they have 4 available shows and it wouldn't make any real difference other than how the fans are divided up. That being said, this kind of hints that it could be, but it also kind of hints that it couldn't be because it says rival general managers. Usually there's only one other rival general manager. And it also says with more match types for up to 4 players. Does that mean 4 players playing the GM mode or 4 players like we're getting fatal 4-ways in the match? I'm not 100% sure. I think it's 4-player co-op, but since I don't know for sure, I'm putting this on the 5 list. I want 4-player co-op. I want to be able to sit down with 3 other guys. I don't know why. I don't have that many friends. But 3 other guys or girls, and we all pick a show, and we all book that show, and we all book against each other. I think that would be absolutely phenomenal. I think it's a really exciting, cool idea, and I hope we see it in 2K23. All right, so the next one I want to give, number 4. I want a third alignment. Okay, so this goes back to the whole class system, alignment system, and how the game kind of decides how to score the matches. One of the things it decides is it basically decides, oh, do you have a heel against a face? That's good. Let's have that. I think that's cool. However, at the same time, there have been amazing 5-star matches in real life that have a heel taking on a heel or a face taking on a face. What happens usually in these kind of rivalries is one of the heel or one of the face turns out to be a little bit more the opposite way without going over the line. So what I think they should do is introduce a third alignment, which is basically an anti-hero, a gray alignment. You can switch to this alignment, and then it kind of works like Specialist in the way that you're never going to get the best match quality out of this. However, it'll match up okay with just about anybody. Like, it'll match up okay with heel or face. So if you were to turn your entire roster into that, it wouldn't work so well because of the fact that, like, yeah, they all kind of match up for each other, but they're never going to get those big scores. So you'd still want those heel-face rivalries. You'd still want those face-heel but you could also kind of work in a face-face or heel-heel with kind of a neutral alignment that you can switch people to. Again, just something to give people the ability to put matches together that they want to see. Like I said, the biggest complaint of GM mode 2K22 is that there are certain matches that, like, you know in your heart you'd want to see that. It's a dream match. I want to put that together, and you can't because the classes and the alignment are wrong. You can change the alignment back and forth, which is great, but I think this just gives people more freedom in the booking and freedom with their rosters to kind of set up their rivalries long term. I think is a really cool idea, and I want to see that. And then finally, number 5, I want 3-way rivalries. I desperately want 3-way rivalries. Right now, the way the rivalry system works is you can basically you put somebody together, it kind of randomly ticks off a rivalry depending on how well they match up with each other. And then each time you put them in a match, as long as it's not the same thing you put them in before, their rivalry grows up to a level 4. When they're at a level 4, if you put them in a match, a level 3 or a level 4, when you put them in a match at a pay-per-view, the rivalry resolves, gives you a big boost, and you move on. I think this system is okay, with the exception that, again, it kind of ruins some things. Like, first of all, how many times have we seen a rivalry wrap up on a normal show? Why can't I wrap up a rivalry on a normal show? But second of all, you can only have rivalries with each other, with one-on-one or two-on-two people. So I think, you know what, number 5, I'm changing the name of it. It's going to be a rework of the rivalry system. How about that? I want 3-way rivalries so we can put 3 single superstars in one rivalry and keep putting them in a match. I want one-on-one matches, and I also want the ability to call out tag teams, tag team promos. Just they're not there. They're non-existent. There's no like self-promo for a tag team. There's no promo for like having a tag team call out another tag teams. You just have to keep putting them in matches. There's no promo alternative to keep the rivalry going or try to make it grow. So I think rivalries on a whole need a little rework. Not too much because I like it. I just want the ability to A, wrap a rivalry on a normal show, B, have a triple threat rivalry. I don't necessarily need a rivalry bigger than that because if I'm putting another person in via Fatal 4-Way or something, they don't necessarily have to be part of the rivalry, but as long as I can get those 3 in. And I want tag team rivalries to be able to in some way be continued outside of just matches. So that's it. That's my 5. I do have a couple honorable mentions here. All right, that's it. That's the 5 things I want to see in WWE 2K23 GM mode specifically. Did I get it right? Did I get it wrong? Did I miss your favorite? What did I miss? We're probably going to hear more about it after the Royal Rumble this Saturday, so I definitely wanted to get this video up first. And yeah, I want to hear what you think. And I'm very excited for GM mode to come back. It was one of my favorite parts about 2K22, despite its flaws. I just think it needs more versatility, and it'll be a really cool mode in the future. All right, everybody. You guys can contact us on Facebook at OldManGamingDH, on Twitter at OldManGaming9. You can join our Discord. Link is in the description below. Influence us in all of our shows. I'm going to be doing a couple of these. I'm also going to be doing 5 things we want to see in Oregon Trail and 5 things we want to see in Dead by Daylight. So look out for those in the coming weeks, and we'll see you guys next time.